More than 300 acres of North Dakota farmland could soon be home to a massive corn mill owned by the Chinese company Fufeng.
And Fufeng plans to invest $700 million to open this mill, but the community there is wary, and so is our military, because state and local officials say this company, the Chinese company, has ties to the Chinese Communist Party, and the farmland in question is just down the road from a sensitive military base. Joining us now to discuss is North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer. Senator, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
So, Senator, explain to us what's going on and what is trying to be done in order to prevent the purchase of this land, if anything.
Sure. So the land purchase, I think, has already taken place. What's at stake, of course, is that Fufeng, as you pointed out, whose chairman is a very active member of the Chinese Communist Party. In fact, they once labeled this person as a model laborer. That company wants to build this corn milling facility 12 miles from the Grand Forks Air Force Base. So there are really a couple of things, if not more, here. The first one is that China has increasingly purchased up food supply chains in the United States. I mean, they already have a significant amount of the meat processing market in the United States. Now they've been buying up farmland as well as investing in value-added agricultural, supply chain companies. And this is significant because, of course, as we saw throughout the pandemic, China has a lock on a lot of supply chains. I mean, they own 75% of solar panels, for example, that goes into a solar panel, which relates right to the story you just had on the heat wave in California and where you're going to get your electricity. Obviously, pharmaceuticals, the personal protective equipment, but certainly food as well. So there's that. But the proximity to the Grand Forks Air Force Base, I think, is the issue that has most people concerned, because the Grand Forks Air Force Base is an ISR base. It's a reconnaissance wing. What that means is they fly unmanned aerial vehicles around the world, they rely on a lot of data from space to the aircraft to the Earth, up and down. We just recently cut the ribbon on a Space Development Agency ground station. That would be a station that would be operating low-orbiting satellites. There's a new mission coming to the Grand Forks Air Force Base in the middle of this decade that would be next generation ISR. So there's a lot of concern about Chinese investment so close to such a sensitive base.
A couple questions. One, how are your constituents responding to what's going on here? And number two, is there any interest in members of the Senate or Congress to compel the Biden administration to do something about this, including maybe writing legislation that would forbid this kind of thing? Because you'd have to be naive not to think they're up to something.
Well, so that last point is the first point, right? You have to be naive not to believe they're up to something. And we've seen a lot of that in recent years. The China of 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago is very different than the China of today. Second of all, we know how good they are at spying. We know how good they are at collecting data in both passive and aggressive ways. And we know how often they do it. With regard to constituents are very concerned. They've sounded the alarm in the community of Grand Forks. They've signed petitions, and yet local leaders have been taking a much more slow process, if you will, of due process on this investment opportunity. But right now, you ask, could the Biden administration be compelled to stop this? Well, they actually can through a process called CFIUS. That's for a council that looks at foreign investment in the United States, CFIUS. And that council is led by the Secretary of the Treasury and includes all of our agencies such as agriculture, commerce, and then, of course, both the security and the intelligence agencies. And so they're taking a good look at it right now, and they will make some determination, I would think, within days. That determination will be shared with the company and, of course, with members of Congress that seek some insight. My sense of it, you guys, is that this is not going to happen. I firmly believe that before this is done, this investment, this transaction will be stopped and unwound. But the local leaders want to see the process played out.
All right, Senator Kevin Cramer, thanks for being with us. We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.